can't help but think that, that Alzheimer's won. My dad tried to cure Alzheimer's, but now Alzheimer's has erased all memory of my dad's work.
That is Senator Andy Kim sharing that personal message, a very powerful and very personal. Unfortunately, so many of us can relate to.
Yeah, New Jersey's junior senator sharing with the world that his father has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Well,
Bill Ritter spoke to Senator Kim this afternoon and joins us now. I know this is a topic that we've talked about a lot, and he was very vulnerable in talking about his situation.
There's absolutely no question about it. In fact, Andy Kim is at an incredibly personal moment of his life, and he talked about it today. His dad, incredibly smart, a PhD who focused on studying Alzheimer's, now himself has Alzheimer's. And now his son is trying to use his father's disease as a way to shake up this country. It has nothing to do with political differences that are dividing us, but instead, he's trying to stop the things that are ruining us by not helping to care for the growing number of people who are getting and dying from Alzheimer's.
It's been really tough. He is unable to really comprehend what is happening to him.
Andy Kim, in a deeply personal moment, talking about Alzheimer's, the debilitating disease that his father and more than 7 million other Americans are dealing with.
Everything's been evolving so rapidly. It's crazy how fast. Just the other day I was taking him to the doctor's appointment, and he didn't even know how to use a seatbelt. He didn't even understand what it was. It's been very difficult to see how quickly, my father's been declining.
What surprised you most so far in this journey?
Why is it so hard to give him the care that he deserves? Why is it so expensive? This has been financially catastrophic for my family. And we're the richest, most powerful country in the world. Why is it so hard for us to be able to get this care? And I say that as a United States senator. If I'm having this kind of challenge navigating Medicare and Medicaid and all these other programs, imagine how others are feeling.
Senator Kim speaking to us today a short time after he delivered his first official speech on the Senate floor. He's pushing legislation for early Alzheimer's detection, screening, and intervention.
Just as caregivers have a responsibility to those in their care, we as senators, as Americans, have a responsibility to one another.
I know people who, faced with this, find that any silver linings you grab onto. Have you thought about that? Are you trying to grab on to everything? And how are your children reacting to all this?
I don't have the words yet to be able to explain to my kids what's happening to our family and what's happening to my father. All I try to do is just have us be around each other, for my kids to just be able to enjoy being around him while he's with us. And I can see in the smile of my father, he may not fully understand what all is going on, but I can see the joy that it brings him to see my two little boys, playing around and running around the halls. And that's something that I hope, is something that gives him joy, as he, I'm sure, is struggling to understand what's happening to him.
To most people, this is a brave thing to do, opening up the most personal part of your life and your father's life and your family's. But for Andy Kim, this is not just about being brave at all. It's about honoring his dad and about being a U.S. Senator and paying attention to what's happening to Americans in growing numbers every year. Can Senator Kim stop this? No, at least not yet. But raising the issue, well, he can push the process. You can see, by the way, the entire interview with Senator Kim on ABC7, our website, and anywhere on any of our digital platforms. Heavy, I wouldn't even think that begins to go to this.
Heavy indeed, but as you said, there are 7 million Americans who are suffering from this, so there are so many families who are dealing with this, but it's so important that he's doing what he's doing, and that's pushing screening, early detection. Really important issue.
Because it's going to happen to a lot of people, and the number of people, as baby boomers grow older, as that group grows, so many more thousands of people, millions of people will get this.
And there is a tremendous need for organizations like Caring Kind that I know you and I have the privilege of being attached to. You for many, many, many years, me for the past few. Joining you on stage because you too were touched by this disease.
As you were, my dad died from Lewy body in 1998. My first walk to MC was in 1998. There was one sponsor there. This one we're looking at right
Look
now,
at this
this
now.
October, there were 30 sponsors. This is a very big deal, and I know you and your family have dealt with this as well.
Yeah, my grandfather, and I think it's just, you know, the message that we try to get across at those events, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
And certainly Senator Kim, we're thinking about, you know, him and his family, and it's heavy stuff.
He's telling us we're not alone either, and he's not alone in this because of it. It was just so moving, and, and I'm so proud to be part of that. I really.
Good story. A lot of families are suffering from that.